And welcome back. It's time once again for another edition of 10Weather Chat. Meteorologist Mike Simon, Todd Howell here, and Daniel Bignall. How you doing today, Daniel?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing?
Doing great. How did I do on your last name?
Yeah, you did fine. You said what'd you say? Say it again.
Daniel Bignall?
Bignall.
Bignall.
See,
Bignall.
It's close.
I should have tried it off air before we started the recording, and I just thought I'd throw it out there. So
You made it sound French, and that's bad enough. So
Bignall.
yeah,
Bignall.
that was
Got
right.
it. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Well, I wanted to go ahead and give. All right. Yeah. Proper introduction. I hope everybody's having a great time. We are looking ahead to our forecast. We're cruising right through this month of July. And Mike, it's almost a tale of two stories with the haves and the have-nots, it seems like. Some areas, tropical rainforest, a lot of rainfall this month of July. I mean, lake levels are coming up. We've really picked up, Douglas has come up above Summer Pool now. Amazing. And,
Well, tropical's an understatement. It's like a frog strangler.
It's like a frog strangler.
That's right.
Daniel, my friend.
That sounds familiar.
Nailed it. That was so good. And meanwhile, McGee-Tyson Airport, not much rain. Not much rain at all.
Nothing.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll be talking much more about that. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and dive into the graphics. Speaking of the rainfall, let's take a look and see. Yeah, we've had very rainfall amounts across the region. Let's go ahead and take a look. Here's a look at the July rainfall. Again, the boxes that are in green. This is at McGee-Tyson Airport, and you can see so far, now this is as of this recording, the total is just over 2 inches. Oak Ridge has had double what McGee-Tyson Airport has had. As of this recording, Mike, we had some areas, this is as of Wednesday, July 22nd, we had some areas this morning, 4 to 8 inches of rainfall in one 24-hour period, basically.
It's quick.
And that's quick. So perhaps it would not surprise me, but the airport could perhaps.
It's like there's some kind of invisible field around the airport, right? Look how many days we got traces only. Those days.
Yeah, exactly.
There were people that did get several inches,
Exactly. Actually, you're right. Look at those. And we had one day of nearly 2 inches of rain on the 12th, but a lot of traces. So where it rained, it just did not quite get heavy. But some areas, I mean, there's parts of our region that have probably had an excess of 8 to 10 inches. For the month.
Definitely. Probably a lot.
Where there's been flooding.
Foot of rain.
I was about to say that. I don't know, but could be. So we've definitely had quite a bit of variability. So that's kind of what we're looking at for up to as of today's date, July 22nd, rainfall. And we'll see what we got coming down the path. But July is the wettest month of the year on average. But here's a look once again. For the month, there it is, just over 2 inches, and we're average over 5 inches, and we're over 1.5 inches behind. For the year, 6.5 inches behind at the airport. But again, would not surprise me. This would be so classic for McGee-Tyson Airport. They don't get much rain, not hardly any, and then wham.
4 or 5 inches.
Exactly. Maybe a big old rain event. We don't want bad flooding, of course. We want to catch up on rain, but don't want the serious flooding. But there's a look at the average annual rainfall. July is our wettest month of the year on average. And behind July is December. So you got the heart of summer and the heart of winter as your two wettest months, respectively. And by the way, the average for the year is just under 52 inches. So that's from McGee-Tyson Airport for Knoxville. So you notice how it kind of drops off once we move into August, September, and also into October. Now, this is going to be coming up. Again, as of today's recording, I'm going to let this load up. Potential rainfall. We're still looking at some potentially heavier rains coming our way with a stall front in the near term. And, check that out. Maybe parts of North Carolina, Mike, will finally start to catch up on some much-needed rainfall. They've still been in an extreme drought.
Yeah, they still have to have quite a bit more. And you always see in the Midwest, they're just be getting slammed. I mean, still more rain around Kansas City, into Kansas, into northward Omaha, those places.
Omaha. And you're from the Missouri area, back to Missouri. So, they've been having some decent amounts of rain. And my wife just commented the other day, too. She said, man, this seems like a wet summer. And it's been a wet July. But, so
you wouldn't think it looking at the airport readings.
you wouldn't think it at all. But that's kind of what, that's kind of the near term of what we're looking at as far as the potential rainfall. Now, as we look ahead, as we get out of July and say hello to August, there's some signs of a trough in the east, and we're looking at near average temperatures for the end of July and early August. But models have been showing that we may get a chance for a little bit of cooler air. Ironically enough, when it's usually the hottest, end of July, early August, we may get a little bit of a break from some of the heat.
One thing about a trough, though, and in early August too, we start ramping up tropical season.
Yes.
And with a trough, it'll steer them maybe in our direction, unfortunately. Depends on how far the trough is offshore.
Yes.
A lot of times you get a Bermuda high built in, and that protects us from, at least here,
exactly.
a lot of times.
Yeah, maybe, the Gulf may shoot them up into the Gulf Coast, but sometimes that Bermuda high protects us well. Nice point. We'll segue into the tropics in a moment and talk about that potential. But as far as, let's just look ahead to, there's a little bit of a dip in temperatures. And again, kind of the latest 10-day trend may get us a little bit below average as we get out of July into the early part of August.
It's better than seeing a string of 95s.
Tell you what. Exactly. I hope. You remember what was it? The end of June, right? We'd just been 1 week into summer, and we had that early season heat wave. And hopefully we'll be able to look back and say, that was our hottest weather. We got rid of the heat wave and some of the hottest temperatures. We got that over with early. But that's a look at the potential. All right, let's transition to the tropics. So here we are, coming through late July, about to move into the heart of tropical season where it usually gets more active. Mm-hmm. Well, to date, we've had Arthur and Bertha. So nothing too unusual. I mean, here we are late July. It doesn't really kick in yet, but, we've only had two named storms. There you see the names. Got Dolly on the board. We'll see. Cristobal next. That's right. So we'll see what we get.
Gonzalo. I didn't even know that was a name. But
I know.
Various names.
My wife's a Nana. There's Nana.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Papa. I don't have on that. We got Paulette.
But there's no Polo.
Yep. Mark, that's right. That is so funny. Exactly. Man, if they could, if we don't want one to have to be retired because that would mean a damaging hurricane, but maybe in time we'll see. But that's a look at the storm names. All right, so let's talk about, here's a look at kaboom, ka-chow. A little bit of some bling here.
I'm dazzled here.
Yeah. So here's a canned graphic. Here's a look at what we're seeing. Once you move into end of August, September, used to be the 10th, now it's September 11th. That's usually where you see your greatest increase in tropical activity. And typically, Mike, as we talk about a lot, that's when there's a lag between the peak summer heat and the peak tropical activity because that's when the water temperatures are typically the warmest.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're looking at.
Then you get a little mini tick up there in October.
I saw that. So let's talk about this. This is where a little bit more detail here, and you were talking about this graphic earlier. I like this, with the top bright red, the total number of tropical storms and hurricanes. But when you break it down to hurricanes and major hurricanes, a clear distinction. Look at that ramp up. Mm-hmm. From early August to the end of August, big difference. And then September, again, centered around the 11th, we really see a spike there, don't we?
That's where all the major hurricanes end up happening, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, once you get into October, November, you see a pretty good drop-off for folks who go on cruises. Now, this is where you got to watch.
Yeah, you want insurance probably if you go on a cruise. September.
No doubt about it. So that's kind of what we're, looking at. So, and just to recap, we're in El Nino, strong El Nino. And it's expected to be a little bit below average, so we'll have to kind of see what we got coming our way.
But then it gets above average over in the Pacific.
Yes, above average.
Those typhoons.
It's opposite, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're going to probably have a busy Pacific season, while hopefully, doesn't say, it only takes one to make an active season. Hopefully we'll have to deal with that, but certainly that's something we'll be keeping an eye on in time, but hopefully the U.S. stays protected and we don't have to deal with any major hurricanes or landfalling systems, but that's something we'll be watching.
Just to clarify, typhoon and hurricane are the same thing. So what do they call them around just cyclones, I think?
Cyclone. Yeah, exactly. Indonesia.
South.
I think maybe I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
Willy? Is
that could be?
It sounds like something from Australia.
Exactly. So, yeah, cyclones, typhoons, hurricanes, when it's over the ocean.
All the same.
It's all the same. Now, the interesting thing, when you go in the southern hemisphere, they spin in the opposite direction. I would not want to be a meteorologist in the southern hemisphere, Mike.
Yeah, I want
my hurricanes to be counterclockwise.
I know.
Low pressure. It's opposite in the southern hemisphere. Oh, my goodness. Well, okay. Daniel, you had anything else on the board? It's kind of we're in the heart of summer season, so just kind of talking about the rain and the tropics, and always looking forward. We're about 2 months away, from autumn, so, and football season. So there's the crickets.
Was that the wrong time for the cricket? right as you said, football season. It was just crickets.
It's about 5 graphics.
Fall is I love fall. I love fall.
Football and fall go together. Actually, I'll be honest, I look forward to coming out July and August because that means football and fall is right around the corner. Hey, Daniel, hit that one more time. At McGee-Tyson Airport, so far, rainfall.
There you go.
We'll leave you with that, folks. Until next time, thank you for joining us for this edition of 10 Weather Chat. Mike, Daniel, thank you guys. Hope y'all have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you around next week. Take care.